Harper Perennial and HarperAudio present Courtroom Drama, a novel, by Neely Tubati Alexander, performed by Cindy Kay. This story has descriptions of death and mentions of child death. There's discussion of infidelity, though, spoiler, not associated with the main characters directly. There are also mentions of childhood abuse and children witnessing and experiencing verbal and moderate physical abuse. For my fellow Bravoholics. Prejudice always obscures the truth. Henry Fonda as juror number 8, 12 Angry Men. Prologue. I'm sitting in traffic when I get the call. Mel and I inch along the 101, just 2 miles from our Los Feliz exit, windows down to add a touch of pleasure to the 45 minutes it's taken to creep 6 miles. Despite the notorious LA gridlock, our daily commute is a highlight for me. My roommate, Mel, a watercolorist, has a studio just 3 blocks from my arbitration office, so we commute together, in the carpool lane, shaving exactly 4 minutes from our drive time, while tuning in to our Rush Hour Rhythms playlist. I glance at Mel, who's singing along to the SZA song pulsing from my car's speakers. The mere sight of her, eyes closed, head tilted back, body mid-sway, brings me a rush of amused comfort. With her extreme bohemian vibe, less Coachella, more full-on eccentric nonconformist, people sometimes write her off at first glance. But Mel is absolutely brilliant. Her artistic specialty is melding intricate landscapes with dynamic animal silhouettes. My favorite hangs in our living room, a lush green forest of evergreens on the left side of the canvas that seamlessly melts into the outline of a resplendent brown stallion by the time your eyes adjust to the right edge. That piece reminds me of summer rides at horse camp as a kid, thus my insistence that we hang it prominently in our apartment. Despite her brilliance, Mel is still very much a starving artist, though we often refer to her as on the cusp of being discovered. "What do you think it'll be today?" Mel says, pointing to the digital roadway sign that's still several yards ahead, straining to register the words. Usually there's some clever pun that makes me smile. Hands on your wheel, not your meal, last week. In the thick of summer, when the city held one collective scowl under triple-digit heat. That's the temperature, not the speed limit. Maybe a Halloween pun? I offer. Something about, don't become a ghost, wear your seatbelt? Mel snorts. It's one of her many endearing qualities, that she actually snorts when she laughs. It's this vibrating, pig-like grunt that causes anyone in her vicinity to be instantly charmed. "That's horrible," she says when she's calmed. We inch closer, Mel squinting to see. As the passenger, she usually deciphers the script before I can. "Texting while driving. Oh, sell no," she reads with delight when the words come into view. I huff a laugh. She snorts. It's funny how something as negligible as a digital roadway sign pun can inject a microburst of happiness straight into my veins. I needed that, I say, releasing a breath and twisting a bit of tension from my neck. "Rough day?" Mel asks, though I know she'd rather do most anything else than discuss the details of my job. It was a particularly challenging day at work. A mediation between CEO and CFO co-founders of a late-stage fintech startup. They had been a husband and wife team, but are now going through a spiteful divorce and disputing ownership of shares as the company prepares for its highly anticipated IPO. Things got especially ugly this afternoon. The two of them at each other's throats. The line between business and personal so blurred it was difficult to keep negotiations on track. He thinks he deserves the majority of shares because she spent more time with her personal trainer than at work or with him. She thinks she deserves more because he spent nearly $60,000 company dollars last year on an executive coach, which was really just a way for him to receive free
Sample complete. Ready to continue?